Okay. I want you to give us a deep intro. Who is Mr. Debajo Adeleke?
Well, like I said earlier, I'm Adebajo John Adeleke. I work with the State Internal Revenue Service here in the Bureau of Tax Station. I'm a graduate of HND in accounting, BSc in economics. I have Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria certificate and associate. I am married with 2 beautiful daughters.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Please, a very quick, deep insight, deep knowledge of what tax is.
What tax is a levy that is made compulsory by government, be it local government, state government, or the government at the federal level of any country, imposed on the individuals of that country or the state to be paid from their income generated from their any kind of businesses that they involve in. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. We have state tax. We have federal tax. Please, can you explain the difference to our people?
Well, tax is of different levels. Like I said earlier, that tax is collected, is imposed by government, be it local, or state, or federal. So that will make me to go deep in the different kind of tax to be collected by these different, the 3 arms of government. Firstly, local government collect trade permit from all these small businessmen and women that has one shop or the other doing their minor businesses. While state government collect taxes on individuals that are employed, either employed by private sector or public sector. So that type of tax will be deducted on their salary on a monthly basis by their employers. And that is what we call pay as you earn. Pay as you earn as in payee. Before you receive the alert of your salary, your employer will have deducted that sum as being calculated by the account department of such organization from your salary before the remaining will be sent to your bank account. That is what we call payee for employed personnel. Then the one collected by the federal government. Though there are diverse tax to be collected by state. We have withholding tax. It's also collected by state government on companies who are involving in contract. So we call that withholding tax on contract. We have withholding tax on dividend. When you buy shares, the dividend paid to you by your company as a shareholder, you pay dividend on withholding tax on rent. We have withholding tax on dividend on rent. We have on bank interest when you collect loan. The interest on that loan, bank is expected to pay withholding tax on interest on such loans. Then we have all that kind of, we have stamp duty is a form of tax also. We have road taxes, all the documents you get for your vehicles, your driver license is a form of tax as well. People don't really know that it's a tax, but it's a form of tax. Then let's go to the federal government form of tax. Federal government do collect tax from company, and it is simply called company income tax. Company income tax is only paid by companies to federal government covers. And there is another form of tax being collected by federal government, that is what we call value added tax. It's also paid by individuals and mostly by companies. Thank you.
Why should people pay tax?
Well, in this part of the world, tax is very, very important because it aids government projects. If I want to talk about the importance of payment of tax. If we are not going to shy away from the way government is spending the money, of a truth, payment of tax is very compulsory and very essential because it does help government to fulfill their political promises. It serves as a internally generated revenue. Government gets their revenue as one of the sources of income for government. It's tax. So it makes it mandatory for you and I to pay tax if we actually want our government to succeed and to fulfill their political promises. Then we need to do our own part by paying our tax.
So when tax are being paid, what are the infrastructure do you think are meant to be put in place for the benefit of people that does not know? What are the benefits? What does people stand to expect as infrastructures?
Thank you very much for that question. Actually, government needs to spend our taxes judiciously. Unfortunately, the reverse is the case in this country. But on a normal day, when you and I pay tax, it is expected of government to use such revenue generated from the taxes you and I have paid to construct good motorable roads, give us pipe-borne water, and if possible, 24 hours unstoppable or uninterrupted power supply, good drainage system, good transportation system to aid agriculture and all that, even to the extent of constructing companies owned by federal government or state government to reduce the level of unemployment. Thank you.
So, can you predict the upcoming election, 2023?
What? I'm a Christian. I'm not a politician. I'm a civil servant. I cannot predict. If you have asked me about football match, yeah,
Oh.
I can be able to predict that. But this election, God knows who will be the winner. Let's just put it that way.
It is well. Okay. Based on experience, I've come to realize that most times when defaulters, non-taxpayers, do not meet up with payment, most tax officer goes down there and lock up shop. And I've been wanting to know, is there any law binding locking of shop of defaulters? Yes.
Yeah. According to Personal Income Tax Act 2020 and 2021 as amended, tax officials will have the legal backing to go to a tax defaulter to lock up their shop, to seal it up. But that must be done on a certain process, which I will not go deep down, but I will only paraphrase it. A taxpayer will be falsely assessed by the Form A. There's what we call Form A. Once a taxpayer is given that form in the new year to fill, there is a portion there whereby the taxpayer will fill in his or her income. That is the income I've generated in the past 1 year, one business year. You come to tax office with that information. Based on that income, we assess that taxpayer to come and pay. After 30 days of serving the assessment, if the taxpayer fail to come to our office to negotiate, I cannot pay that amount of money, okay, this is the reason why I cannot pay, for 30 days of after receiving the assessment, and if he or she refuses to come to tax office to pay or to talk one-on-one with the tax official, then it is, according to tax law, it is agreed that the taxpayer has agreed to pay that sum on the assessment. Then we raise another letter, a letter called demand notice. Once we receive the letter demand notice for the taxpayer, within 14 days, if it does not call, 21 days, if it does not call, we give such a taxpayer a letter called final demand notice stating that finally we are coming to you to collect that some amount of money because you have failed to object the assessment. Thank you. So on that basis, having received the final demand notice letter, then we are backed up by law to go to such person, because as at that time, by law, that person is a defaulter. And the only thing you can do for a defaulter to pay the tax is to go there and enforce that person to pay. So once you get there, it's either that person pays that sum of money. If he fails to pay that money, then we'll seal up the company. That is what that actually brings about sealing up of companies or shop and all that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The current chairman of IRS, right? What's his name? Sorry.
Oh, his name is Mr. Olubenga Anthony.
Okay. Okay. Because I remember then Ogun State used to have a tax office, tax chairman then. Olukoyi, Prince Olukoya Williams.
Prince Olukoya Williams.
That was during my tenure as ex-Miss Ogun State 2009, during Benga Daniels' regime then. Okay, so I wanted to know who is. Anyway, thank you so much for your time.
Welcome,
and this is Golden Knight Magazine reporting for Inside News Media. God bless you, Mr. Adebajo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. More grace, sir. Thank you.